Flash Kids!
Hey, welcome to our second channel. First off, thank you for watching the latest Furry video we've done. It was literally the most complex, involved, and difficult cartoon we've ever made. It truly was like a real passion project that probably didn't make sense to make on paper. And I know maybe it sounds like we're giving this internet cartoon too much import, but for us, this was like a multi-month project. 96 shots. How many backgrounds?
47.
That's like 3 times more than we usually do.
We work really hard. You want to talk about the color palette, Tom? What made you think of using this color palette? It's interesting.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's really pretty inspired, actually.
All right, so this cartoon wears a lot of its inspirations on its sleeve. Startease is obviously the best piece of 40k media ever made, bar none. Then I was going back through all these works by John Blanche and Adrian Smith, even non-40k artists like Biskinski. So we actually like, how do you say this without saying plagiarized? If you look,
it's an homage.
Yeah, it was an homage. We made an homage. So all the best pieces are kind of represented throughout here, and I'll point them out as they go.
We're kind of like constantly expanding the lore of what the hell all of this is. The Space Marines are being invaded by, I like to think of them as furries that are way past the pale, and maybe all furries are on this continuum of development.
One funny thought I had was that they were the furries who say it's not about sex. They're kind of the religious zealot mirror to the Black Templars. I thought that was like a really funny idea.
So do you think their celibacy is warping their...
I think it's bullshit. Denial is warping their visage.
Yeah.
It's like they can't speak the truth to themselves. We went through a lot of iterations and animatics, and this bit used to be the Space Marine walked into this room, saw his dead brothers, went and picked up a flamer, came out, shut a door, and there was this cool door coming down to him walking into the furry hellscape. But when we were watching it back, man, it wasn't working.
Really, we're guilty of looking at things like, wouldn't this be cool if? But yeah, that was a shame, because I think there were like 3 backgrounds we had made, at least.
At least we can show them here.
Yeah.
These are the backgrounds.
3 or 4 shots that were actually animated. I didn't get to putting the backgrounds in because we cut the scene, but yeah, a lot of art and work lost on that one. Yeah, so there's the lever, which you'll see in the cartoon, but doesn't actually get pulled in the cartoon.
Fuck it, dude. Sick!
Wow. You dropped out like a superhero? It was awesome.
So this is a Biskinski homage.
That's right.
If you look right, it's got this flamer effect lighting it up. 2 backgrounds had to be painted, right? One orange, one blue. And then we use a mask to make it look like the flame is lighting it as it goes.
And then there's an inverse mask in the back that makes the door behind him get darker, and it creates this 3D illusion. These shots too. My favorite furries thing ever before this was when the guy gets assaulted by multiple furries in the Sonic cartoon, and this whole section reminds me of that.
So this is another bit that I want to talk about real quick with the headbang. This is another like late addition that we changed to make the cartoon feel correct. So originally, obviously once the Marine stops fucking banging his head on the door, it stops, right? That makes sense. But we realized there's so much build up and crescendo to this fight that then finishes, and you're kind of like, you're done, you're on the decline. But there's another big chunk of the cartoon to go.
Just made the pacing really weird.
Yeah. So the solution that I think also really helps the story too, it's like a happy coincidence, is We added a bang to bring it back in. And it's like, oh fuck, the furry marine wasn't really even the cause of this banging. Metaphorically speaking, it's like there's more. The big evil, the big surprise isn't done. It's not defeated.
And then it repeats on beat when he brings his fist against it to push it. That was actually probably the hardest part about timing. Well, I mean, it was the whole equation of timing this cartoon is making those bangs happen at a satisfying, logical rate, just to be square with the visual language of the cartoon and score and everything else. Probably the hardest thing we've made just because of that fucking banging.
Is there any element of this that wasn't the hardest thing that we've done? Guess it was nice to not have complicated joke timing to figure out.
Mm-hmm. Just traded it for...
Just traded it for everything else. This is really funny. These really sophisticatedly animated elements. We actually got our buddy Twisted Grim to do those. And that man has a lot of experience with tentacles. We took him away from doing porn gifs. So he fucking killed it. And then James Lee, another buddy of ours, he took what was there and he did this awesome comp work on it.
After Effects magic.
Grim did the lines, you colored it, right?
Yeah.
And then James came in and like made it crazy looking. Thank you, Grim. Thank you, James. The rest of the team who don't have big followings. Fuck you, I guess. I don't mean that. I love you all. Ollie, Holly. We just said the names of all the other team, but we're worried we will have forgot someone, so we cut that. This is another Basinski-inspired painting, but also a John Blanche-inspired painting, but also a Karl Kopinski-inspired painting.
Who drew this? Do you remember?
It went through a few hands. Originally it was Logan, and then Nav, and Apple might have had a hand in it too.
Yeah, really a collaborative piece of art.
Was infected the whole time.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Did you guys go back and look at all the shots?
Yeah, tell him, Don.
Where we had to hide his hand that was infected the whole time? The dumbest one is we had to have that fucking trigger pull close-up of the flamer.
Did you notice that? There's fur!
Yeah.
There's fur on the silhouette!
And the chain from the thing, because it's wrapped around his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the cartoon. That was the last shot.
What an ordeal. It's gonna be such a weight off to have this released. I just really hope it does well, man.
We spent so much money on this.
We spent like 4 times a regular cartoon's budget. We could have had 4 Pikachu in the Ghetto cartoons for this. But it's just a real labor of love, man, and I'm so proud of it. I feel like I want to cry. I feel somewhat emotional about this. It feels like kind of wrapping the bow on it.
I've got to work on my emotional numbness.
Yeah, it's all rather ironic, isn't it? Considering I'm the fucking Autismo bot.
Yeah, I don't feel anything. just numb and tired. Oh, thank you. All right. How do you cock a Glock?
We're throwing open the doors to our monastery and inviting you to join our Virgin Brotherhood. That's right, you have until November 30th to sign up to our Patreon to receive these exclusive limited edition stickers. Indomitable. And this other one, which I think is very funny. Click here, or link in the description, and help us keep making these cartoons.